Alhamdulillah. Everyone should be very, very, in this community should be very, very grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for having someone like Sheikh Qatanani and mashallah Sheikhna Yasser, mashallah. You guys are very blessed, honestly. I travel every weekend to different masajid across the country, and we don't see communities that, number one, have the livelihood and just the buzz that this masjid has, and just the leadership, because we believe as Muslims that following the Amir and the leaders is very important. So you guys should seriously make sure when you see Sheikh Qatanani in the hallway, or you say Jazakallah khair, you make dua for him and his family, and it's not easy being an imam, it's not easy being a sheikh or an imam, so make sure you, man la yashkur Allah, la yashkur nas, right? So you have to make sure that you thank him, inshallah, and that's a sign that you're grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I had just a brief reminder, nothing too long, and then open up to Q&A, inshallah, and then take some questions and some discussion, and then inshallah we can wrap it up. But my reminder is going to be geared more towards the young men and women, inshallah. So I was born, alhamdulillah, I was born Muslim. I was not given the honor of converting to Islam. My father converted to Islam. My mother is Egyptian, alhamdulillah. So I was able to have, with the Irish background, I had corned beef. With Egyptian background, I had bafteik and tarmiya. So I was able to mix it up, alhamdulillah. But the point, and I was in and out of Islamic school. I used to go to Islamic school when I was younger, then I went to public school, then I went to Islamic school in middle school, and then I got expelled from Islamic school. And then I went back and I taught at that same Islamic school. So I became the master, right? So all the kids who were trying to do shady things, I knew what was up right away. I was like, I know that window doesn't close. I know that window doesn't lock. Go sit back down. No problem. Okay, bismillah. Wow, it's really loud. Okay. So, yeah, I got expelled from Islamic school. So, carrying on from that point, I then had some very interesting experiences personally where I, like many of you, I had to negotiate my iman, my faith. So as I was in public high school, I was, my name was Abdul Rahman, so it's kind of hard for people to ignore the fact that I was Muslim, but at the same time I encountered the same struggles that many of you do with my friends, my peers, girls in my class, right? For the girls it might be guys, drugs circulating through the hallways, things like that, high school dances. I was a varsity athlete for 4 years, so the culture that came with that, you know what I'm saying, right? So there was a lot going on, but the point I'm trying to tell you is not that to establish like my coolness, but just to tell you I know what it's like. And given all of that struggle that I went through, and I had a very interesting domestic situation at home once I decided to sort of stop practicing Islam in high school because I was done with it. By the way, at that point I'd already gone overseas to study different Islamic sciences and ulum in Mecca. And I used to win Quran competitions and stuff like that. And then I decided to stop praying. I didn't want to practice anymore. But when I got to college is when it dawned on me that Islam is not for my parents. And I think a lot of us grow up as young Muslims praying because our parents tell us to. And we do things because our families tell us to, our parents tell us to. We don't embarrass our family in front of the community, etc. But the reality is that you will come to a point in your life where you have to make a decision about your Islam. Every single Muslim has to accept Islam, not just converts. Every single Muslim has to ask themselves, am I truly a Muslim? Is this for me, right? And that's not for someone to say oh, okay, it's not for me, I'm going to leave. But you have to check yourself. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, قَالَتِ الْأَعْرَابُ آمَنَّا قُلْ لَمْ تُؤْمِنُوا وَلَكِنْ قُولُوا أَسْلَمْنَا. That there are groups of people, that even in the time of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that they said that we believe. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He checked them. Right, with an ayah, He said, don't say you believe. You just submit for now, but you're not sure if you believe. So we all have to امتحنوا قلوبهم للتقوى. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that He tests people's hearts for taqwa. So the heart has to be tested. And this month of Ramadan is a really good time for you to sit and reflect and ask yourself, am I truly a Muslim for me? Right? What does Islam do to make my life better? Because if we're practicing Islam for the sake of our parents so we don't get in trouble or so we keep getting our allowance or who am I kidding? Muslims don't get allowance, right? But so we don't get kicked out or don't get in trouble or yelled at, that Islam is going to be a very painful Islam. when Islam begins to feel sweet when you start to do it for the right reasons. Because it keeps you safe, it protects you, it protects your heart. And Ramadan, everyone fasting here, alhamdulillah. Ramadan and fasting Ramadan, let me tell you something. That doesn't give your heart the nourishment that it needs. Imam Ghazali, rahimahullah, he said that the earth, or the human being, is made from what substance? From earth, right? From clay. From dirt. So Imam Ghazali said that when your body, because it's made from this earth, it needs sustenance and nourishment from this earth. So that's why when it's time for iftar, your body is hungry for food. But he said that the soul, the ruh, the arwah, all of our souls, are made from the divine, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He made them. And because of that, our souls need nourishment from Allah, which is the Quran and Salah. So you will come to a point where you realize that your soul, you might be bodily satisfied in terms of money, in terms of food, in terms of all these things, but your soul will never truly be happy without a relationship with its creator. Just point blank. Your soul will never truly be happy unless it has a relationship with its Lord. Right? So the first thing is that in this Ramadan, realize something. Fasting is very, very, very good, but it's not the end. Fasting is the ibadah, it's the act that actually cleans out the heart. It cleans it out. It empties the vessel out. Like when I have a cup and I have dirty water inside of it, what do I have to do? I have to empty it, I have to clean it out. But if I want to use that cup, then what do I have to put back into it? I have to put more stuff into it. So when you fast in Ramadan, it cleans the heart out. But what actually has to happen is, besides fasting, some other things have to occur to be put into the heart. So you have to be good to your parents. You have to be good to your friends. You have to stop looking at things on the internet that you know that are wrong, like pornography. Right? You have to be reading Quran at some level, even in English. If you can't understand Arabic, read it in English, study it in English. Read the seerah of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Fasting cleans the heart out. All these things put good stuff back into it. That's number one. So this Ramadan, we're now 1/3 the way over. We only have 2/3 left. It goes so quickly. It's very important for us to have a game plan as far as how we're going to fill our hearts with good things. Let me tell you why the heart is important. The Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said, you should all say sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. No one should be stingy with sending salawat on the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ. Have you guys ever seen someone make sajda to shukr? You guys know what that is? What is it? Sajda shukr, what is it?
Prostration of thanks.
Very good, prostration of thanks. When do you usually see people making it? When they're really, really excited and thankful for something, right? So when my mom might have made it when my brother got into med school or something, right? Or when I got married. She's like, finally, he's gone. Right, I'm just kidding. But they make sajda when they get really excited. When the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ made sajda? There's a hadith where he said, Sa'altu Rabbi wa I asked my Lord, wa shafa'atu li ummati, and I asked my Lord to intercede for my ummah. Fa'atani, so he gave it to me, he answered my dua. So the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, when he made dua for you and I for our forgiveness, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answered it, he made sajda to shukr. He made sajda to shukr. He was so excited when what? Not when he got a job, not when he got a raise, not when his kids got married, not when this. He got excited when Allah said he was going to forgive you. The Prophet got excited when Allah forgave you. That's love. The Prophet ﷺ loved us so much that he makes dua for things that we forget to make dua for ourselves. That's love. So when I say Muhammad, that's when you say Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, right? The least we could do to repay his love and his care for us is to say Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said in the hadith, it gives us the secret cheat code. It gives us the understanding of what is important in life. Because listen, you're going to be pressured to chase so many different things. But the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said very clearly that you have one thing in your body that controls everything. إِنَّ فِي الْجَسَدِ مُضْغَةً إِذَا صَلَحَتْ صَلَحَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّ وَإِذَا فَسَدَتْ فَسَدَ الْجَسَدُ كُلُّ أَلَا وَهِيَ الْقَلْبُ. He said there's one thing in your body that if it's good, everything else will be good. You won't have to worry about anything else. And if it's bad, everything else will suffer. No matter what you do, you won't be able to fix anything else because your heart is wrong. So when we look at our actions, have any of you ever tried to break a bad habit but couldn't do it? Have any of you ever tried to start a good habit but couldn't do it? One of my, people raising their hands, that's good. That's proof that the Prophet Muhammad Sadaqa Rasulullah, that he was truthful. I had a brother one time come to me and he said that he worked for a very large investment bank in England, in Europe, in England. And he said that he used to make tons of cash, right? Just hand over fist, just cash, right? And he said that he used to not pray very often, and then he said, I kind of had an awakening, I want to start praying. So he said, I set my alarm for Fajr, because, I want to start praying. I got excited, and wake up for Fajr. So he set his alarm, and he went to bed, and he woke up, and the sun was already out. So he missed Fajr, right? So he got upset with himself, but he said, I haven't prayed in years, so let me, give myself a break. Let me try again tomorrow. So he set his alarm the next night, and he woke up the next morning, and the sun was out. He missed Fajr again. Third night, he said, okay, let me put my phone in the bathroom sink, okay? That way I wake up, and I'm not able to hit the alarm. I'm actually going to be at the sink. So he woke up the third day, he told me, and he was asleep in the hallway. He's I woke up, and I was asleep in the hallway, and